All right, so podcast number 7 for The Walking Dead. We got to say before we even start this thing, because we had someone very nicely say don't spoil the comics, but if you haven't read the comics of the show...
I feel so bad now. I feel so guilty.
Yeah, you guys really screwed the pooch on this one. Hey, can I say something real quick? Glenn Watch 2015. Glenn has been spotted. We found him. He exists in the ethereal plane, as in like the human plane. Glenn is still with us. He's alive and well.
Ooh, I don't like it, man. I'm not.
I don't like you.
Look,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
You guys saw how many zombies were in that alleyway? They were shoulder to shoulder. How did they not just immediately get dogpiled when they hit the concrete?
And
I think it would have been more realistic if Glenn found a jetpack in that dumpster and just flew away to safety.
No, I would love to have seen that.
I'm sorry to be a wet blanket, but I wanted to see his skull just get ripped apart.
You were being a very wet blanket. I don't appreciate it one bit.
I didn't like it.
I
thought it was one big jerk off, a big cop out. Oh, no.
Oh, man. So JP is just not
Tell us how you really feel.
No.
He's just not digging Glenn's life here.
I don't like... Robert Kirkman in the comics is such a fearless writer. I don't think he has any creative say-so anymore. I think he has been neutered. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Quite frankly.
That could be the title of this one, Robert Kirkman. Neutered.
Oh, wow.
I am spitting on the studio floor. I'm so outraged.
Well, so JP doesn't like it. I am just thrilled.
I'm very happy.
Because
I'm excited.
I like how they did it, too, because someone tried to say, well, how did they not just all come out from the dumpsters? But I like that he stabbed those few, and they kind of, like, blocked the path.
Yep.
So his smell probably didn't get out. They couldn't see under there. So it's plausible I just didn't think dumpsters had that kind of ground clearance.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, too. Do you think Enid threw the can? That's what started drawing the zombies with, that can that was rolling out of nowhere?
I hadn't thought about that. That's
I thought that might have been Enid.
Can.
Yeah, that's what the first zombie, like, turned around because there was some kind of, like, just random aluminum can that just kind of...
I don't know.
That's a
you are so sour right now.
Yeah, you just do not seem
We're gonna bring you back
JP.
around.
I just can't. How could that? You saw how many there were.
Yeah.
And then there were like only 3
This
tearing into
man
Nicholas.
fought the odds and survived. He is Glenn.
Glenn
Reed survives.
It's like Daniel and the lion. It might as well be a Bible story. That's what happened. Divine intervention. That's the only explanation.
The one with Abraham and the zombies?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I am thrilled that he's alive, and
I'm fine with it.
I did notice, though, like everything we had said, along with tons of other people, but that, one, they looked like they were digging way too up high for it to be his guts, and they were pulling him for his chest, and Nicholas somehow laid across his chest, which was weird.
And I'm glad they showed that, too.
Yeah.
Like, they showed the view of, different views so we could actually see. Like you said, we knew.
Yeah, we knew. We knew what was going on.
And totally unscathed, too. I mean, his legs weren't kicking. Yeah.
Are you going to be like this the next 30 minutes?
I am unconsolable, quite frankly. Unconsolable.
I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, whatever. We got what
happy.
we wanted. I know.
I was so happy. And what I do like is I like that they didn't make us wait too long on this. Like, I just knew that when we did finally figure out he was going to be alive, it'd be like the mid-season finale, the last, 10 seconds.
That's what scares me, though. What could happen? What could be
I think Maggie might be toast now.
I don't think Glenn's going to make it in the walls. I think they saved him just to tear him away from you again.
That would be
I don't think he's going to make it home. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Not one bit. But no, I don't think he's making it home.
You don't think he's going to make it home?
And what is with Ingrid is just every teenager, whatever.
I don't want to, because I know, I wrote 3 different times.
Yeah.
Very first thing, Enid is a bitch. Like, she is straight up ugh, I am not a fan.
Every teenager in this universe is totally cunty.
Yeah.
Just every cunty
Carl's
teenager.
about the only one I can tolerate now, but that's because I couldn't last 2 seasons. It took a few, but now I finally like Carl. And speaking of Carl, it looks like what's going on between him and Ron escalated.
Yeah, it's about to culminate, yo.
I'm wondering, I've got two guesses here. I'm wondering if nothing's going to come of it because they're going to get distracted by the zombies coming in, or if he's going to take Douglas's place. If you haven't read the comics, spoiler alert, do not listen past this point.
Take a second to pause.
Douglas goes down with a horde of zombies on him, shooting like a madman, takes out Carl's eye. Perhaps Ron's going to take that position in the show.
I think he's going to do it intentionally, though, and just use the melee of the zombies coming in as a cover for murdering
you think he's actually going to kill Carl?
Yeah.
You think Carl's dead. You don't think he's going to lose the eye.
Rick obviously learned nothing from The Godfather Part 2. When you kill an enemy, you kill all his sons also. Otherwise, they're coming after you.
This is true.
You kill your enemy's sons.
Speaking of Rick learning, teaching everything, when he was giving Ron and everybody the or just giving Ron a gun lesson and everything. Did you see how you just taught him? He was like, "No, you got to look down the barrel." Let me do my Rick impression, my flawless
Go for
Rick
it. It's
impression.
flawless.
You got to look down the barrel of the rifle, or else you'll miss him.
God.
Right? Something like that. I don't know.
Man, if they ever have an animated series, you need to go for the
That's
Rick
what I
role.
write every day. I write to them every day.
That
The
was
studios,
borderline erotic.
Robert Kirkman. Thank you. That's what I was going
You
for.
gotta
but
look down the barrel.
Any scene with Rick and a gun is pretty erotic.
It is.
It is. Rick kind of just has that
Andrew
way.
Lincoln is good at making his
And you
guns
know,
erotic.
other than and those that I'm sure that I'm just going to say this too. This is twice in The Walking Dead for anybody that does know anything about guns. This is twice in The Walking Dead world that Rick has told someone to take the safety off of a Glock. A Glock, typically, other than like the ones that came out in the first generation, like the 80s, maybe Glocks don't, on average, come with safeties. So that's twice where he's like, you got to click the thumb safety. Your slide release, you know what I mean? It's like
God, yours is good. Your Rick is good too.
we could do a Rick finds himself.
we could
you
have
know
a
what I
Rick
mean?
off. We should have a Rick off
We could
one day.
definitely have a Rick off. But yeah, so for those that didn't know, most Glocks don't have safety. So whenever you see,
I learned this.
apparently Rick sees something that we don't. And I'm going to say something y'all might have known. I didn't know until this weekend. I went back and watched the first season of American Horror Story. Do you know who from The Walking Dead is in that?
Who?
Go.
Rick's new love interest, Jessie. She is the maid. She is the younger version of the maid.
Oh man, the sexy redheaded
Yes,
maid. Who would have
that
thought?
is
really
Jessie.
her?
Yes, that is it. Jessie, is that what he calls her? Is it Jessie or is it just Jessica?
Who knows?
Jess. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Rick's love interest. That's who.
That's fantastic.
She's
Good
the
for her for
redheaded
getting work.
maid.
She
So
changed
if you
her look
wanna-
a lot, too.
If you want to see her in an erotic way, just go watch season 1 of.
Dude,
'cause my
I just
girlfriend
watched an episode to see
IMDb'd
her
it
in
and
an
was like,
erotic
you know
way.
who that is?
She is
Yeah.
very busty, very
She
busty
is.
indeed.
Over the weekend, I watched the entire first
Great,
season
very
of American Horror
talented too.
Story.
Yeah.
I was thinking that she's very.
Her breasts are very talented. Absolutely.
She's very good at dirty talk.
Yeah.
Rick has no idea what he's getting into.
This is a very adult themed episode. I like it.
I believe
It's
it.
good.
I
It
believe
feels good.
Now, who? I know you guys had to appreciate how bad Rick still hates Father Gabriel.
Oh man.
Wasn't that just
man.
pimp?
That was just mean. It was real mean.
I know. I didn't. Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't
Rick-
like
I felt
it.
bad
I
for
mean,
him because I think
right.
he understands he screwed up. He was in a bad place. He's trying to come back, but then again, I see Rick's point of screw you. You tried to
Yeah.
sell us out, get us kicked out.
Rick's just
You
picking on all the black dudes in this episode. Morgan,
man.
Right.
Gabriel.
Those
And
people.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Morgan, this new world has just got me all screwed up. When they called him in for the meeting, I don't know why, but when they were like, did you let those 5 people go? I just knew. I was like, they're going to execute him.
Oh yeah, I wrote down that was the weirdest episode of intervention I've ever seen. Morgan, you've got to start killing. Like I've never seen an intervention where
I
they're
didn't
like, you
actually
have to
think they were
start
going to kill him,
killing.
but as they sat down, I was like, man, I feel like they're going to like sentence him and execute him or something for not killing people.
I know, right? They were just like, you've got to kill again. You've got to.
You've got to do it. My buddy had a good point though. He said he thinks Morgan is I think we have referenced this at some point, is like an addict. That
Yeah.
it's not that because my friend asked me, and it's a really good question. He goes, what do you think about Morgan's attitude? Is it good or does it have no place in the new world? I said, if you could regulate that, like know when to turn that switch on and off and know this,
Yeah.
like to obviously look at these 5 people running away that had came in and chopped up people with machetes and know that they're crazy enough to come back, we need to take them out. Then sure, but in his case, but I think that he thinks that once he starts killing, he's going to go back to his.
It's like when you've got that one alcoholic buddy, you want to support his sobriety, but that's at the same time, he's not nearly as much fun when he's sober.
Right, he's no
Yeah.
fun to party with.
I've been that guy.
So I feel like that's
I'm
where
glad
Morgan
you got
is.
better. I'm glad you got back on the wagon. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where Morgan is. I think he knows he needs to. It's not that he's oblivious. I think he's just scared that if he starts back down that path, everything he learned from what's his face that we like so much,
The cheesemaker.
the cheesemaker,
Oh, Eastman.
Eastman,
The cheesemaker.
all goes away
The cheesemaker.
with the big pretzel.
I did
Cheesemaker
Tabitha
coming.
and the cheesemaker.
We finally got her name right.
Yeah.
That's a good children's book, though. I'd write that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would read it.
Illustrations.
Now, but yeah, I definitely thought that Morgan's on my death watch. I've got Morgan on death watch. Number one, you said it, and it's true, though he's
What'd I
kind of
say?
faltering.
Yeah.
Anybody that is kind of the
He's the
I
moral
can't-
compass.
That's it. The
That's
moral
what I said,
compass
yeah.
is
Dale got offed. Herschel got offed. Yeah, it's Morgan.
and they typically, well, Dale didn't, I guess. Herschel went mid-season. I always think Walking Dead mid-season finales are better than season finales for the most part.
Yeah.
Most of your shocking revelations happen in mid-season finales. I think Morgan's going to die. I think Morgan's going to die, and it's going to happen sometime soon.
What's Carol going to do when she sees that wolf? Huh? In the basement.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what's up.
And that we didn't see anything further than her asking him who was down there, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she's got to know.
Gosh, there's so much happening. There
was a lot of good stuff actually after this episode. I was very happy.
And we saw a very minimal lesbian doctor that we don't like.
Oh, every time she come up, I was like, can we just fast forward this scene?
I felt bad for Tara. I think I got Tara on my death watch too. I think Tara's going to die.
See her going?
Yeah, I think she's going to go soon. I think it kind of foreshadowed it with her, saving Spencer.
I wonder where he got that grappling hook.
I don't know.
Who knows?
That was from the comics, right? It wasn't. It was Glenn and Heath and somebody were trapped in the tower, and they were trying to shimmy back across to Alexandria or something like that.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So that, other than obviously different character, but they kind of took that from the comics. Yeah. Because I think it did fall.
Yeah, because their watchtowers outside of the walls.
Yeah.
He conveniently fell right in a hole where there was no zombies.
Yeah.
Like, of all that crowded area of zombies, there was no little zombies. Speaking of that little wall right there, didn't talk about the blood from last episode.
No, but it showed it a few times. It looks like a bullet hole, like someone
I think
shot
you're right,
from
man.
outside, and it's
as much as it pains me to say, I think you're right.
I think
you were right last week. There was it's just blood coming through the walls.
They're just mashing up against it so hard, I guess. I don't know, but they didn't really. I think a lot of questions are going to be answered, but I'm like, how are they going to have time to answer these questions with all the pandemonium that's about to break loose? Because I think they're going to get to the comics, and like the comics, this whole it's about to become like Zombieville in that damn town. I mean, it's about to get really, really bad in there.
But no, talking about Carol, I wrote down that Carol's becoming like in this episode especially. It felt like she's the kid on the playground that tattletales on everyone.
Oh right.
Morgan has somebody alive in the basement.
Rick, you do a good Carol.
Thank you. Because I watched the episodes and then I pause them and I say back like what they're saying. Like, what is it she said when she had Lilith in her hand? Judith. That was the other thing that someone said she's looking like. She's
my gosh!
Looking like.
Look right here in my notes. It says baby looked kind of tan.
Yeah.
Shane's baby. Because Rick is a pretty fairly complected fellow. Shane had more of a tan. She's starting to look like Shane.
I was going to say, the baby looks nothing like Lori or Rick. And I was like, what?
Whose baby is this?
Baby looks... And then the baby's very comfortable with just being handed off to whoever.
Oh, yeah.
I got to go do things. Here. That's my Carol again. She hands a baby off. The baby's like, cool. See you later, Carol.
No abandonment issues whatsoever from this child. It's a harsh world she's growing up in. She's probably
makes you strong. Makes
she's
you
probably
tough.
Adjusted. I bet a kid that grows up like her, if she survived to adulthood, she'd probably be badass. Just
or turn out like what was the girl that was what was the girl from Look at the Flowers?
Oh man!
Oh no!
Look at the flowers.
Look at the flowers.
Just look at the flowers.
Such another iconic scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I've got Morgan and Tara thus far on my death watch. Do you guys have any predictions you want to throw out there going into the mid-season finale about who's going to die? Or
I wrote down especially, I like Eugene a lot, so I'm pretty sure he's going to die.
No, they cannot take him out.
They're going to kill him because I like him. He's a genuine dude. I love the mullet. Love it. But I just,
he's so crucial down the road.
All right,
I mean, and they do veer from the comics, definitely, but I don't feel like they're done with him yet.
But yeah, Tara's probably, and I liked her response when Rick said, "What are you doing with those people?" I loved her response. Just flip
a middle
the bird.
finger.
And I like her face. Her face was like, F you, bro. Yeah. That was really a great little scene. I liked it.
And I like it because she's becoming a part of the group, so now they're going to kill her.
Why didn't Eugene like the machete aerobics, though? What was this deal there?
I don't know. Not feel comfortable with open-toed shoes lying around. See, that's almost like the Rick, but there's a little more
Eugene?
Virginia. Yeah, a little more Eugene. Like a little
Did you say a little more virgin?
Yeah, I was going to say Virginia. Let's go just virgin. Let's just take out the last IA. Yeah.
It's like Rick, but a little more virgin.
It's a little more. It's like imagine Virgin Rick with a mullet, and that's Eugene. That's pretty much it. Using proper dialect and words.
Now, I've seen predictions that the guy we saw going back an episode that Daryl went through that whole thing with is going to be Dwight. I've seen a lot of predictions. He'll end up getting like disfigured, and he'll be Dwight, like Negan's right-hand man.
Yeah,
right?
And in the comic, he has a crossbow as well, and now he's got Daryl's crossbow, so that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, spoiler alert. If you have not read the comics again,
take a pause.
Cover your ears for like the next 10 seconds.
Hold on.
Could that be a tie back around to Abraham's death? Because remember what took Abraham out in the comics was a crossbow bolt. Through
the back of the head. Yeah, through his eye.
And now the guy that possibly will be with the, which, I don't know, that's a stretch, but it would be cool to see them kind of tie that in that way, So I hope Abraham's not on my death watch. I like him. You said you're pissed at Abraham, right?
Was I? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's fooling around behind Rosita's back or trying to.
Oh, God, Rosita was so sexy in this episode.
I know.
Giving that machete lesson, I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Handle my
That's
blade.
not where I thought it was going. That just sounded better.
That's what it's like. It's a zombie apocalypse. Hey,
Yeah, but
Rosita,
Rosita,
can you teach me how to Dougie?
Can you teach me how to
boy.
Dougie? Can you teach me? Teach me.
You know
teach
why?
Me?
Because all the zombies love me.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting a why. I was just singing the song.
That
but,
was good.
That
was
works.
good.
But yeah, so I don't know. I really hope that we don't see him go that way. But
Yeah,
that is a cool way to look at it, though. It could.
I
A
could
bad
definitely see
guy
it
has the
happening.
crossbow. He dies by a crossbow.
It was so heart-wrenching in the comic, though. He was just telling Eugene that he was okay with him and Rosita being together.
Yep.
And then he got shot.
He said he just wanted her to be happy, like he was happy, because he was with the short-haired chick that he had saved from the construction site, right?
Right, yeah.
And apparently now they're moving her. They're switching her and Sasha. That would be crappy of Sasha if she did that, though. I mean, she's been on the road with Rosita. Like, they're tight. This isn't just someone she met from Alexandria. I mean, they've been through things that should make you inseparably
You would think.
loyal to each other. But
Abraham's just got that insatiable appetite. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see him being like the Shah of Alexandria, just having multiple wives. Why not? He's got the hair.
Can I address the elephant in the room?
yes.
Glenn's back.
Yes!
Okay,
Glenn is
I don't know
back.
how I said at the beginning and we just kind of glazed over it. But guys,
now.
Glenn is back.
I think that
I'm going to keep bringing it up. I like seeing the look on your face. Just
Is
talking about
Maggie?
it. I'm really excited.
Does Maggie have a big role in the comics now? I mean, I know that she
she's
left the group for a while.
She's running one of the
but-
communities.
So she's
Spoiler alert. After the spoiler. Yeah.
That was maybe a couple before, but you know.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Some people
What-
actually like to listen to us in reverse. I don't know if you were aware of that.
they do.
The people who are dyslexic listen to us
Yeah.
in backwards.
I hear it's quite popular.
That's true.
But yeah, Maggie's got a lot going on.
But no, yeah, I wrote.
Do you think that maybe anybody else thinks she might die just because
No,
it would,
I don't wanna talk
really?
about it. I
You
don't
know
talk
that she
about
did. I've read that she
You're
just
just
signed
out
on
for
to do
blood.
a
I
movie.
think it's going to be Glenn that dies. I really do.
You just
It's not just
really
that I
want
hope
blood.
he's going to die. I really think he is. I think she's going to fall in love with the gay guy, and she's going to be tormented by that, Aaron. And it's going to be just like that.
I
that
feel like they're going to
episode
kill
of
him
Wow.
too, and I really like Aaron. Like he's a very useful
he's great,
character. He's
yeah.
very helpful.
Yeah.
he's great, and I like that they brought. And this is not getting political. This is being. I like that they brought gay into the show without making it too like political. You know what I mean? Like it's like the dude's gay. It's cool. Move on.
I think
They
in the
don't-
post-apocalyptic
you know.
world, they've got more things going on,
Right, than to worry
being
about,
Like, oh,
yeah.
you're gay.
Yeah,
No.
Good for him. He found love in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tough
been
enough
really
to
hard
find
for him
love
to
nowadays,
right?
bro. Let
So-
alone in the zombie
So we're
apocalypse.
very happy for
Imagine.
Aaron and his lover.
There's no
but-
Match.com. There's no eHarmony.
I really
There's no
like-
FarmersOnly.com.
Right.
Aaron's
Rick
really
probably would run one.
Rick would.
FarmersOnly.com.
You don't have to be lonely. Farmers Only.
But yeah, have they shown? Is his boyfriend still alive?
I was wondering the same
Because
thing.
you haven't seen him in like the last few episodes. I mean, I know someone
No
had
idea.
mentioned that they thought he was dead because he found like a backpack, but I think that was just his own backpack with the pictures in it. It was just kind of a strange irony that he found it there on the street because one of the wolves must have had it and
Let's
brought
just
it in.
automatically assume that they're dead unless otherwise proven alive.
I haven't seen him. I know he hurt his leg. They had
Yeah.
spaghetti with Daryl, and then
And he's just been chilling ever since.
yeah, we haven't
Spaghetti
seen
with
him
Daryl.
since. So Daryl's. I'm really anxious to see how this is going to come back around. Like, do
Yeah.
you think that Daryl will make it back to Alexandria?
Oh, they got.
while
They're
all
on
this
their.
is
They were
going?
on their way last episode, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he
but we
picked them up
heard
in the
someone
truck.
call help.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
They
What
could
was up
be
with that?
sidetracked right now.
It obviously wasn't Glenn.
That's true.
He could save the day with that
I
big
forgot.
old
I'm glad
gas
you said that. I
truck.
forgot all
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what.
That's
I mean,
a good thing.
They've been.
Post your the comments.
Yeah, what
post
do
your
you think?
ideas.
Do you think that we're going to see Daryl? And we love predictions and stuff. So please keep throwing your predictions, your
I love it.
insight.
What's
all
a
of that
good? What
down
are
there.
good
We love
things
it.
to invest in? I like good predictions on that too. So
We've
put
seen some really
predictions
good
in
ones
there.
too. We've seen some that have made it.
Oh, good.
They've actually happened. But I don't know if he's going to make it back. Which
Oh, Daryl, that would be the perfect zombie
Nah.
bait, though. Blow up that gas truck, they'd all come,
And now a buddy and I were talking about it. That building, the part of the I guess that was part of the church or whatever the building was that
Looked
fell
like a
through the
steeple.
gate. Now, that was
church,
what
yeah.
the truck had hit, right?
Yeah.
That's why it was so damaged?
Yeah, it was creaking throughout.
Yeah.
When the first pan up, when the wood was, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're
And
getting
the sad, I guess you maybe could call it irony in it, was that in half the episode, Rick was constantly helping work on the wall.
Yeah, I wrote that. I don't like a soft, very sovereign, philosophical Rick. I like maniacal, crazy Rick.
You like Rick that you're going to see probably in this next episode when shit hits the fan, Rick, that is just like, go! We got to get things and stuff.
There's that Rick impression, man.
Right?
I don't know. See, the listeners aren't going to know which one of us is doing it because they're
I'm pretty sure.
so spot
I'm
on.
confused myself, and I'm sitting here.
But I don't know. I'm wondering. All right, so we've got another few minutes, but I mean, number one, let's go ahead and just say, do either one of you have any death predictions you want to throw out there?
I told you, Glenn. I don't think he's
You
making
think
it back
Glenn's
in the
going to
walls.
die? Do you think he's going to die this coming episode? Because it's the mid-season finale and zombies are invading
Do
Alexandria.
you want him to die next
They have
episode?
to be
It's
killing
not that
someone.
I've got it out for Glenn. I think that's why he's going to be the tragic hero. I think he's going to die diverting the zombies away or something. I don't think he's making it back to Maggie, though. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe Maggie won't make it back to him.
Nah, I think they're going to be okay. Who was us? I think since you think that Eugene is safe,
Right.
Your predictions are pretty good. I'm gonna say it's gonna be one of the Alexandrians. I know that much.
Maybe the crappy nurse and Tara.
I'm hoping the crappy nurse dies. Yeah, and the Tara. Oh, what's the older woman's name? Is that Tara? No.
Diana?
Diana, thank you.
Yeah.
I think she's gone.
I can
too.
totally see her
She's
dying.
getting like it's. I see what she's doing. She's being very assertive. Like she brought the plan and said, "This is when things get better because they always get better."
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And it's just that look in her eyes. Like as an actor, she's doing a great job because she looks like something inside her snapped.
Right. Oh, yeah,
And, like,
she
has
does.
this
Whole
different look in her eyes
character.
than she did at the beginning and the end of last season. you know?
Now, Douglas didn't have that transformation, right? Didn't he just kind of become hopeless after his wife died? Just like, whatever, I don't even care anymore.
Pretty much.
Whereas Deanna now has, moved past the death of her husband, and she actually is like, hey, I want to survive. I want to make this work. They need you, but I'm here.
And she said one way or the other, there's going to be an after this. So I think she's like, we're either all going to die or we're going to, turn this into something.
And it's like, if only she knew, not long after that, how soon that was going to happen.
Yeah.
This was going to happen.
I want to see the Dr. Chick and I want to see Ron die. Well, maybe I don't want to see Ron die.
I want to see Ron die.
Ron will probably die.
He threatened Carl Papa. I want him gone.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the one to blow half of Carl's face off for sure.
I thought about that. That's okay. Yeah. Very easy for him to get the bullets for his gun.
Yeah.
Just walk right in. And then I liked how earlier he said, "Can I shoot it?" And in my head, I'm like, "Oh hell no!" And then later on, he just walks in and grabs a handful of bullets. I was like, "That's good. Let's just keep that not locked."
They guard the canned yams more so than
They
ammunition,
have a woman who looks like
Yeah.
she'd be much better suited to be a cafeteria woman, guarding all of their arms, which they don't allow people to carry in the walls.
That's so funny.
What are you doing with that brownie mix? Put that down. Now
Right.
the bullets,
funny.
ain't nobody worried about that.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
it's like if she turns her back and some kid steals a cookie, oh, well, that kid, might get a cavity. It's like
that
this.
cookie's not going to go into the center of that kid's head. You know?
Right.
Ugh, Alexandrians. And
Yeah,
Ron,
Typical
yes,
Alexandrians.
typical Alexandrians.
I mean, when Ron's like, hey, can I just do some target practicing in the center of town? Just
Yeah,
start
can I-
shooting in the
that's
center
so
of town.
funny.
Yeah, why not?
And this is the very reason why we haven't given you a gun until now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what Rick's doing. He's telling him there's a safety on there just to confuse him. So so many years down the road, he's like, guys, you got to get the safety off. There's no safety. on
Ron,
the clock."
every time we get attacked, you never shoot. I can't find the safety.
Yeah, that's so good. So he's never going to shoot the gun because he can't find the safety.
Rick is a smart one.
Oh yeah.
He's not an Alexandrian,
No,
obviously.
he
you
is-
could
absolutely
tell.
not. That's why he's like those people.
I'm looking here because I had a bunch of stuff written down, but I think that we actually covered all of the little points that I had written down.
I think Enid is probably a part of the Wolves or
I was
the
telling my
Warriors or
dad I
something.
think that, but it seems the only thing that throws me off about her being a part of the Wolves is that it seems they're pretty dead set on if you're a part of them, you have to carve that W into your head.
But I think that's what she left. I think she probably left that whole group right before she had to do that. So she escaped to Alexandria, but then she was like, there's no good in me being here. But then the wolves attacked. She was like, well, shit, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So now she's trying to escape, and that's the reason she doesn't want to go back.
Interesting.
Well, my
She
thing
held
with
Glenn-
her though
Glenn at
is
gunpoint. She
again,
doesn't
if
wanna
you
go
go
back.
back to I guess it was the second episode that all hell broke loose in Alexandria. where she's sitting with Carl and she says something, and I quoted it on the podcast, but I can't remember exactly. But she said something like, "This place is too big to guard. It's too many open spots. That's how we were able to." And she got cut off.
Yeah.
Like, Carl might have said something happened and stopped whatever she was saying. So she's not out of the woods yet.
She's still a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of her.
Up to no good.
But I do. But no, going back to Glenn earlier, I think he's going to be a really good father because how he was talking to her. He was like, "We got to." He's like, "You need to have a what did he say?" She's like, "I don't want to be." What did he say? Oh, lectures. Yeah, she was like, "I don't need to be lectured." He's like, "Yeah, you need to be lectured." I was like, "Get him."
Well, I'll tell you, of all of the and I like Rick. I'm a huge Rick fan, but. Realistically, I think that probably Glenn is probably the best suited to be a leader in that group because you've got, and maybe not. Someone could prove me wrong and be like, "Oh, he's too." But I mean, he knows when he needs to. And actually, I don't think he's ever actually killed a human on the show.
I don't think so either.
But I don't think he would.
You can't say he's too soft though.
I think he would if he had to.
Yeah,
he's a good mix of Morgan and Rick. Like he's what I was talking about. He can flip the switch. I believe if he needed to kill someone, he would do it. However, if he knows he can get away with not killing them. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's gotten very street smart in the sense of how to survive. I think Glenn would be an excellent leader. I mean, he's a good mix of Morgan and Rick. He's just enough hard ass to survive. And I mean, Abraham's a menacing looking dude, and he just right hooked him, or he might have left hooked him. I don't know which hand he threw with, but he punched Abraham, something I wouldn't have been quite so anxious to do.
No.
I mean,
never punch a ginger. I've learned.
And then we got the new phrase. What was it? What did he call him? Son of a dick. Like he punches him, he's like, "Son of a dick."
Someone has got to teach that guy how to curse.
Oh, Abraham. We should have started a survey. Rosita or Sasha? Who? Comment below. Who would you?
Yeah.
Would you want to make apocalypse babies with? Sasha or Rosita, guys?
And I don't want to see any. I don't want to see anybody saying, "Let me get both," because obviously, if you had the choice, you'd take both of them.
End of the
but
world.
You have
threesome.
to pick one of them. Oh man, it's. Whew.
Oh, those noises.
Just based on this episode,
Rosita.
Well, yeah, now that's what I'm on. But no, Rosita in this episode was super hot.
Oh yeah.
But Sasha, man, she's got that ebony skin. So
yeah,
Sasha's a very
I got the jungle
attractive
fever,
girl.
man. I got the jungle fever.
I just like him with Rosita. Rosita's I don't know. Sasha's just now coming off of her crazy spell, so I still don't know that. These characters seem to do this. It's like they get high and then they crash because they go straight psycho for a while and then they come down to, we don't need to just let it go. I would tell everybody. I'd be like, you kill every walker you see, unless it's like a horde, then obviously you can't do it. Any stray walker is one that can kill you later or kill someone else. I mean, if you see one and you can kill it and get away with it, go kill it. But now Sasha's all like, you don't need to kill it.
I would lay her down on a bed of dead zombies, just like she likes, and just make sweet love to her until the morning rises, to the morning sun.
Oh man, I wish we had enough.
Dream. I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second. What,
quite a picture.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I vote Sasha though.
Oh, really? So you're Team Sasha?
I'm Team Sasha.
Abraham and Sasha, man, that just seems kind of gross.
Wait.
Still just seems
is that what
like
we're
a
voting
child,
on? Are we voting on what we want Abraham to end up, or what we would do?
Well, wait a minute. So
I thought we were saying what we would do.
That's true. Well, is Abraham in the pool?
No. We got to change all this around again.
No, I'm kidding. But he would be great to protect me. I'm just out.
He's going to just stand there and watch.
I'm a frail, skinny guy. I might need the love of a strong man. That's all I'm saying. No.
He just keeps standing there waiting.
Great podcast.
Should I come in? Should I come in? No, you're good. You're good, Abraham.
No, of course
you're
not.
good.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Rosita or?
No, I think I think Rosita would be much more of a lioness in the bedroom. She just seems like she'd be wild, man, up for whatever. But Sasha too. She's very quaint and soft spoken. Oh gosh,
tough choice.
That's tough. I'm gonna go with Rosita though.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. What about you, Justin?
I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. I feel like Sasha would kill me if I turned her. If you turned her down, she would
I think
kill
that's
me.
what I like about it. The sheer thrill, the sheer sexual thrill.
My thing with right now in the comics, did we ever get any backstory on Rosita? Because I don't remember
Not
off the top of my
much,
head.
no.
I mean, she looks
Not that
like
I
she
can
would have been
remember.
like military or something. I mean, she's just a badass.
I think she's just like an army groupie. I don't know.
They
Right?
have those?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
any army
Apparently.
town, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she was feeling Abraham. But I don't know. I feel like we never got her backstory.
I don't remember.
Do you need to know her backstory before you can make a valid decision about it? I need to know her upbringing.
No, that
Did she go to
actually
Catholic
has
school?
nothing to do with the. That has nothing to do with the.
How many sexual
that
partners
decision.
has she
I'm
had
just
before
wondering.
this?
Speaking of Rosita, if we know why she's so badass, but I don't think we do.
You think she was just born that way?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I like to believe.
All right, so as we come to the end of this
Already?
podcast, yes,
Man.
it's like my favorite part of the week, and it goes by so fast.
That happened really quick.
Probably what you'd be saying if you and
Yeah,
you and Sasha
nice.
shacked
Up top. High five.
yeah.
That was really good. No, but seriously, that's probably what would happen. Sasha, I'm so sorry. It's just the atmosphere and the sun, the sunset and the sun rising and.
Yeah.
Wait, what were we talking? I'm sorry.
All right, so as we close out, what all right, let's go with JP and then Matt and then myself. What would you rate last night's episode?
I'll give it a solid 6. Just because I was so bummed out by the beginning.
6?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just because Glenn is alive, you're going to punish the whole episode.
That's what I'm doing.
Man,
It just takes
I
one.
respect your
That's what I'm
honesty.
doing.
I respect your honesty.
I didn't like
But
it.
I disagree with it. Although I disagree with what you say, I shall fight to the death. You're right to say it.
Nice, Peter Griffin.
Thank you.
Was that Peter
Thank you.
Griffin?
Yeah, but I think somebody else, some president or somebody said that. It'll probably be like Hamilton or something.
Very nice.
Said that before him.
I'm sad that I didn't know that.
That's okay. I just a lot of Family Guy jokes I have to like Google or Wikipedia right after I hear them. I was like, I have no idea who Johnny Weissmuller is. Oh, he's Tarzan from the 20s. Okay. And there you go.
Matt, what is your grade?
Let's hear it.
See, I have to. He gave it a 6, and I kind of want to balance it out just because it deserves a higher.
Give it
than a
what you
6.
want. Don't just throw it out there.
8. I'm going to
Okay,
say an 8.
8.
I'm going to say an 8 because it was a lot of good stuff happened.
Y'all
I'm
are
glad
really- yeah, I
that
was gonna
Glenn
say-
Watch 2015 is over. We found him. Everything's good. We did it, guys. We freaking did it. Good job, everyone. Thank you, everyone on the message boards. I want to say thank you to my mom and my dad. I want to thank you, Jesus
were out there
Christ.
looking?
Absolutely. I want to thank Robert Kirkman. I want to thank all the writers, just everybody part of Glenn Watch 20. I want to thank you guys, especially for being there. We did it, guys. We found him, and we lifted the balloons, and it's a great day. It's a really great day to be alive.
We celebrate it with balloons.
Like I said, I think if Robert Kirkman were really still in the captain's chair, he would have killed Glenn because he broke our heart so many
Probably.
times in the comic books.
Well, I don't know.
I
am going to say that I give this episode an 8.5.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
8.5.
That's the right. Screw you.
Nah,
Well, you know what? I really could give it a 9. I'm going to stick with 8.5 just because I don't want to seem too liberal with my grading. But I'm going to say
something good.
But I mean, it finally resolved something we've been waiting forever, and it's set up for a lot. There's a lot of questions leaving this episode, yeah. So I give it an 8.5.
I'm very excited about that.
Suit yourselves.
Thank you. Whatever. And then see, but here's the thing: when Glenn dies, you can rub it in my face all day long.
I'm
I'll
sure
let
it'll
you
be a
do it.
super lame
I'm
death.
sure you'll enjoy
Someone,
it.
one of our commenters told us that we would see Glenn this episode.
They did,
So
yeah.
I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but to
Good call.
whomever said that, congrats! I'll give you a round of applause.
And she said it was
'cause that pretty
confirmed,
awesome.
so I wonder what her sources are.
They
His
do
or
have, they
her.
do
I mean, it
have
could be a man
actual
or
like
woman.
sites where people are dedicated to spoiling The Walking
okay.
Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does
Well,
she
yes.
win?
They,
Our respect.
and
All
yeah.
right.
Well, not I don't.
When
maybe
she-
not my respect. Maybe my admiration.
But
but not my
when she
respect. I'm
says
not giving
something,
away
we're
that
definitely
easily.
going to like listen. Like when we see that she makes a prediction, her predictions will be taken a lot more.
She's getting a
serious.
shout out on the show. That's what she's winning.
Yeah.
How do I don't know why I assume it's a girl. I don't know why I assume. I'm gonna find out in between this week and guys, I need to make a quick announcement.
Okay.
Next week, I'm not gonna be here.
Huh?
I'm
Where
not
are you
gonna
gonna
be here
be?
next week. I'm gonna be on vacation.
Where?
In Orlando, Florida.
Why?
Where dreams are made. I'm gonna form a boy band because that's where boy bands are formed.
Orlando?
No, but it's a family vacation, and we're taking my 8-year-old niece to Disney, so we got to watch her complain and bitch the entire time. that she's
Nobody
there.
Are you going to be able to
That's
phone
what
in with us though?
Yes, but that's the thing. We talked about it, and I'm Skyping in. I'm going to phone in, whatever. I'm going to be here.
So
I'm going to have
Matt
my
will be
presence
here.
Okay.
It
And
just,
I'll be
he won't
talking about
physically
it.
here.
I just won't, and not in body, just in spirit, like
I
the
was getting pretty
Jedi.
bummed there for a minute.
Phew, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I shouldn't. I should have.
I'm glad to
but
know
that's what
that
I
I'm
wanna
not.
see.
I'm glad to
Wanna
know I'm
build it
not
up.
entertaining enough for JP
Right,
to be
he was-
and JP.
Oh,
He's
great!
like-
he was really bummed.
He's like, man, I was pretty bummed.
Oh
so.
man, but yeah, but I'll still I'm gonna watch the episode Sunday night, and I'm gonna make notes, and I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna try to figure out how to. I don't know. We'll figure out the easiest most. You're probably I don't know how you do with technology.
Who, me? Oh, no.
JP, but
I don't like
Justin,
it.
I'm pretty sure you know how to do technology.
Yeah. I do it for a living.
So you just tell me. Yeah, right. So I mean, I figured you know a thing or two about it.
Just a little bit.
So we'll see how to get me crystal clear on the microphone, and we'll talk about it and still have a lot of fun.
So we're not just going to tape a phone to the microphone?
Can we do that? That was my idea of what technology is.
I can make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you have wires and stuff to plug into things.
Wires.
But I was just going to duct tape the phone to the microphone.
Yeah, I have podcasting wires.
Okay. Good. Thank you. They sell those. They have a special. Go to Best Buy. Where are your podcasting wires?
Well, don't forget to find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Podcasting Dead. Also, find us on Twitter. I honestly have just started using it, so that it's under The Podcasting Dead, but I think the handle's actually Dead Podcast or Podcast Dead, one of the two. I know that's very unprofessional.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Podcast Dead.
Yeah, it's something to that effect. You can find it. It has very few followers, so please help us build that up. Please continue to subscribe. We get excited every day. We see new subscribers. You guys rock. Keep that up. Share this with your Walking Dead friends who want to get in on the conversation. And, yeah, we really appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Really excited. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Oh, bye-bye.